Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to do a quick review of our trig functions and our trig ratios. So get your notes out if you haven't already, and we'll begin. Now, the key to our trig functions was the acronym we learned, which was SOHCAHTOA. So make sure you know how to spell it. If you know how to spell it, you can see all three trig functions and their ratios. So the first one we're going to look at is our S, which stands for sine. And sine is equal to the opposite side of a right triangle over the hypotenuse. So let's get all set up here. So we can see the S stands for sine, the O stands for opposite side, and the H stands for the hypotenuse. Now, given a right triangle, the hypotenuse is easy to find. It's opposite the right angle and the longest side. However, the opposite side changes depending on your point of reference. And the point of reference is this acute angle, which is identified by theta, and theta happens to be this one. So the opposite side is straight across. So our ratio is the side length straight across the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Okay, let's go to the next one. The C in SOHCAHTOA stands for cosine, and cosine will be the A over H, in this case, the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So again, starting from our point of reference, theta, which is this acute angle, the adjacent side is our next two side, and the hypotenuse never changes. It's the other side. It's the ratio of those two sides. And lastly, we have T, which stands for tangent. So T is equal to tangent T, tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent. There it is. And again, our point of reference is theta. It never changed on this particular problem. It's going to be our opposite side over our adjacent side. Opposite over adjacent. So let's actually use one of those. Again, if I want to find on this triangle the sine of angle B, so in this case, angle B is our reference point. I'm starting from here. Sine, using SOHCAHTOA. So I'm just going to write it out here so we can visualize it. Is O over H. Well, the opposite side is straight across. So this is our O side, and our hypotenuse is opposite the right angle. So this would be 6 over 10, which always reduces down to 3/5. I found the sine of B. Now I'm going to jump over and I'm going to do cosine. This time I'm going to change it up. I'm going to find cosine of A. So our new point of reference is the other acute angle, A. So its hypotenuse stays the same. This time we're looking for the adjacent side. So the adjacent side of A is the next two side, which is here, the side that's not the hypotenuse. So the adjacent side again is 6, and the hypotenuse is 10, which again also reduces down to 3/5. Notice the sine of B and the cosine of A are the same, and that's because the point of reference has changed. What's opposite of B is the adjacent of A. Now if I want to do tangent, and I'll just pick any angle, let's do tangent of B this time. Tangent of B is our opposite side, which is still 6, over our adjacent side. This time the adjacent side of B is 8, and it reduces down to 3/4. So the key is identifying your point of reference, whether it's angle A or angle B, which acute angle, and then identifying opposite and adjacent. Remember, the hypotenuse never changes. Okay, one last one. Sometimes they give us 2 of the 3 sides, so let's quickly review how do you find the third side of a right triangle. Third side is using Pythagorean theorem, which is leg squared, or we like to say A squared, plus another leg squared, which we like to say B squared, is equal to hypotenuse squared, which we'll call C. In this case, they give us the 2 legs, so we could say 4 squared, and we'll call him A since he's already labeled A, plus 3 squared is equal to c squared. So in this case, to solve for c, we need to simplify this up. That's 16 plus 9, or 25, and solve for c squared by simply square rooting both sides. This means c is going to be plus 5 and minus 5, so plus or minus 5. But since we're talking about a distance, we always choose the positive value. Now from here, we can start finding our sines, cosines, and tangents because we now have all 3 sides. Okay, hope that's a quick review and will help you with your problems today. If you have any questions, remember to listen to something again. If you still don't quite understand, then jot it down in the notes and we'll take care of it in class.